My station.
It's a vibe.
My favorite station.
The Morning Galaxy, live and direct on Star FM, sounding good all the time.
It's Star FM sounding good all the time. We get into relationship goals with Pastor Simba Holoza, who is our love coach. And Pastor Simba is the founder and programs coordinator of Strong Bonds Marriage Africa. Is also an author of a book titled The Marriage Handbook and a pastor at Praise City Church. And it is the Remarriage Series. Pastor Simba, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Vicky. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How has your week been?
The week has been good. Great.
Wonderful.
Can't complain.
Happy to hear that. So are we saying how to cook?
Yes.
Huh? Is it how to cook?
Yeah, that's it. How to cook.
How to cook a blended family. We're also live on Facebook. You can join the conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure you can tell that I'm being influenced by Chef Shingi.
Exactly.
I'm one of his biggest fans.
Oh, wow. That's really good.
So
I hope you'll be cooking for Pastor Glory at home.
You know what? I've been told that a husband who cooks is very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that then does the dishes, and that one, don't let him go.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Saga, no, Pandiri, I'm thriving and I'm trying to be that husband who cooks and also does the dishes.
Oh, you're still trying. You're
Yes.
still trying.
I'm
99.9. Okay, so let's get to what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, the title is inspired by Chef Shingi, like I said, how to cook a blended family. So the series that we'll be running with is the Remarriage Series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad Tendai Anapiri touched on a bit of blended families, though I wasn't tuned in on that day.
Oh, is it?
Hopefully what I
so
said-
actually mutu family namwe. Oh, wow.
I had no clue. That one's what you about Burger. I had no clue that she was talking about blended families,
wow.
but from another angle, of course. Remarriage is real. Ziriko, people remarry. It's okay to remarry. Okay, so but it doesn't happen easily, and there are a lot of things, a lot of principles that you need to consider if you are remarrying. So it's very important for you to know how to do it. There's a recipe. There are principles that you implement if you're going to remarry, particularly if you're going to get into a step family or to create a step family or a blended family. There are certain things that you need to know. So that's what we want to discuss going forward. Mazvano Javako, people remarry. Unlike Udara, once divorced, once a widow or widower, then people will be hesitant. They won't want to marry again, particularly if the marriage that they're coming from was toxic. So they don't want to make another attempt. They will tell you, never again will I get married. But you know what? It's very true. After divorce, if the divorce was a bitter one and they were coming out of a toxic relationship, yeah, for a certain period of time, one doesn't want to remarry. But after a couple of years, people just change. And you wonder what happened. They'll be like, you know what, I want to remarry again. And that actually brings a smile on our faces as, marriage coaches, relationship coaches. When people give themselves a second chance, when they give love a second chance, it's a very good thing. And in fact, a good number of people, after a couple of years, they'll be like, you know what, I'm ready to mix and mingle. I'm ready to marry and all that. They give love a second chance. Why? Because love is a beautiful thing and marriage is beautiful too. So you need to consider that. I know that some people that are tuned in today, you're just coming out of that toxic relationship that we're talking about, and you don't want to hear about, the opposite gender. You don't want to hear about marriage and all that. But there's hope. Just give yourself some bit of time. Just be patient with yourself. Heal. A very important word. You must heal first before you move on.
Wow.
So don't ever make the mistake of moving on. Heal. Otherwise, you carry in, all those, you carry forward all those emotions that are coming from the failed relationship, and that will also affect you in that new relationship, and you never get to
like
enjoy
on
it.
the wrong person.
Exactly. So it's very important for you to give yourself time to heal and all those things. So I'm going to discuss with us a few reasons why it's good for you to consider remarrying as we build up to our discussion around Nyadzima blended families. It's important for us to, to talk about why should you remarry. It's very important. Because I don't want you to be there, from a failed relationship and you've given up on love, you've given up on marriage. It's not a good thing. Marriage is good. You can't remarry. And these are the good reasons why you should get married. Number one, what happened in your first marriage may not happen again in your second marriage. Stop entertaining a negative voice that keeps on telling you, that's where most people struggle. They've got this voice, this negative voice that's telling them, you know what, whatever you went through in the first marriage, it's going to happen again if you try another marriage. It is wrong. If you go into the Word of God, particularly in Job chapter number 3, verse 25, that issue is discussed. What I fear, that's what scripture says, for what I fear comes upon me. Ukangopinda relationship kana ngogara ungori nikapfungwa kuti if I remarry, what happened in the first marriage will catch up with me and it will happen again. Then, you will harvest that. It will happen. But if you get...
Because normally when it then happens, when I'm like, it was not coming from nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what you fear will come.
Yeah.
So it's important for you to be positive. If you want to get back into the game, if you want to remarry, just be positive. Just convince yourself, Kuti, this is going to be a new relationship, different from the relationship that I was in. Then number two, you are also marrying a different person. Not only is the relationship new, but you're also marrying a different person. So you can, you can find solace, comfort in that. Kuti, maybe I'm marrying a different person, so things will work out. Things will be better because the one that I'm marrying is different. You mustn't paint people with the same brush. Because wandangandinaye angari a narcissist, angari munanonetsa, therefore all men are like that or all women are like that. Let's not paint people with the same brush. Let's give other people a chance to love us the way we were never loved before. So it is very important for you to think like that. I am marrying a different person. And the reason why people are always thinking about, or rather not thinking about them getting an opportunity to marry a different person is because they have not yet healed. That's why it's important for you to heal first so that you can have that mentality. You're good to, the next person that's coming is going to be different from the one that I was with. The number three reason why you should consider remarrying, you are older, more mature, and of course you are wiser. Saka, give yourself that chance. You know what? Then I was not wiser. Then I was immature. Now that I'm older, I think the next relationship that I'm going to get into is going to be a better relationship because I've matured, I'm older, I'm wiser. Not only am I older age-wise, but I'm also wiser because there are some people that are older age-wise, but they are still, not as wise as they should be. It doesn't match up with their age. Saga, it's very important for you to understand that because now that you're wiser, you now know your red flags. You now know your green flags. You now know your orange flags. You now know your deal breakers. So you are now at a better place. It's unlike when you married for the first time prior, you were younger and you didn't even know which means deal breaker. You didn't even know which means red flags. Because a number of people confess and say, you know what, when I married Peter, I was very young. I had no clue to the certain things that I must watch out for. We are a good example of that. When Gloria and I married, I'm telling you, it was just by the grace of God that our marriage is standing now and we are here today. But we had no clue as to what you should look for in a man or in a woman. We just found ourselves in a space where we were overcome by infatuation, if I must say so, and we realize true love, later on. But most of it, if you're young, it's infatuation and all that. So you don't take a look, you don't consider the red flags. Remember, red flags are very important. You must watch out for those red flags. And the orange flags.
Amber. Proceed with caution.
Exactly. And of course, the deal breakers that we always talk about. This I cannot compromise on. So it's very important. That now you are older, I'm sure you're able to notice that. The number 4 reason why you should consider getting married or remarrying, if you are in love, there are people that say, I will never get married again after what I went through. But the moment they meet someone, anovada or anoda, I mean, they will forget all that. They will call you, Pastor, I found the right one. You were right.
So true.
You were right, Kuti. If I find the right one, Dr. Aurora, kana kurora. So when you find the right person that you love, go ahead, marry. Why not? You have found the right person. But if you have not found the right person, but let's give you some bit of time. You will come back to us and saying, I found the right person. When you found love, please go ahead and remarry. The number 5 reason why you should reconsider getting married. Of course, this is the reason I think we're going to spend a lot of time on this one, because this then links us to the whole issue of blended families, step families, and all that. So number 5 reason why you should reconsider, or not reconsider such, consider remarrying is you want to raise your children in a traditional family environment. You want to give your children a chance for them to experience what is considered a traditional family environment. Yes, the first relationship failed, but I'm sure the kids also deserve to be in a space where they can, learn 1 or 2 things or enjoy that family life. So it's very important for you to actually, consider that. Consider also your children. When you are remarrying, there are 2 things or 2 opinions that are very important. Number 1, do it for yourself. Because you found someone you love and you want to get married and you're doing it for you. It is very important. Then number 2, also consider your kids. Do it for the kids as well. Ask yourself, okay, if I remarry, what is in it for my kids? Maybe it could be they are going to get a father figure or a mother figure in their lives. It is very important for you to consider them. But that must not be the only reason, because there are many people that make a mistake. Am I? And then they are there. Then you have questions like, okay, who comes first in that marriage? Is it the kids that come first? Is it my other person that comes first? Or is it me that comes first? So when you are remarrying, all those questions, you need to address them. But for me, coming from me, the 2 powerful reasons are, you are marrying for yourself. Number 2, you are also marrying for your children, because you can't get married out of the equation.
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of people that have actually done that mistake. They are marrying for themselves, and then obviously children will feel left out. They know this other person has come, and they will be obviously angry towards that person. They will
resent them.
Of course, they will resent them big time, because accuser is someone who's come and stolen their only parent that they have. Particularly if if their parent is widowed, it's important for us to consider that. So when you then remarry, because a lot of people remarry when you remarry, either you're getting into a step family or a blended family. Those are 2 different scenarios.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, there are 2 different scenarios. What is a blended family? What is a step family? A blended family, from your previous relationships, and you have kids. Both spouses have kids from their previous relationships. That then becomes a blended family. But whereas with a step family, you've got just one. So that then
also
becomes
that
a step family.
step, or can I find a 1? Okay.
Yes, that's a step family, because the dynamics are different. When you look at a step family and a blended family, the dynamics, the principles, they're a bit different. So it is very important for us to understand that. But today I'm focusing more on creating a blended family. That's why I spoke about cooking a blended family. How does that come about? How do you create one? How do you make it function? Because a lot of people are in blended families, step families, but those step families are not functioning, they're dysfunctional. So it's very important for us to understand how you put that together. That's where the word cooking comes in. The word blended, for me, it's pointing to a blender. It's more like you've put ingredients in some sort of a blender and you're blending them and you're making it work. That's why I chose the topic, cooking a blended family, how to do that. But it's very important for us to know that blended families are not blended together instantly like ingredients that you put in a blender. It doesn't work like that. The fact that you are in a blended family doesn't mean that you get results immediately. The moment you are pronounced man and wife, and then things start happening, things start flowing in the direction that you want. It takes time. So it's not going to be instant. Rather, it's going to be a situation in Kuti, it's going to be slow cooked. I wish Shingi was here. It's going to be slow cooked.
Slow cooked.
like stew. When you have to eat, I like the way he describes it.
Yes.
Like stew, kind of my bones.
Also, as my instant noodles, the moment you say we're coming together, then it's automatic. Or happy days.
No, my bones of weekend, my guru. It beans musoro emombe.
Yes.
You have to slow cook it for you to get the best results. But if you're getting into it and you're expecting to pandinongoti taugara tese, it's like you're switching on a switch and then all of a sudden from nowhere his children or her children, they start liking you, they start loving you, or you start loving them back. It doesn't happen like that. Because a lot of people get into a blended family setup with that expectation. Kuti mangwana chaichai, mwana engato ndida.
Oh, Saka, you should be patient. Nemwana even kuti I warm it up to you. It's okay.
That's where the slow cooking comes in now. Because
Yeah.
my bones, it's going to take time.
It's real.
So don't rush it. Don't rush it. It's okay if you are not yet at that place. Give yourself some bit of time. Be patient with each other. Don't, because I know this is what most people are going through right now. You know, I've been with this person for 2 years, but still they don't love my kids. Chi, things like that. Let's be patient. This process is going to be slow, long, and winding. You've got to understand that. That's the reason why you need to go through premarital coaching, so that you are prepared, so that you have the right expectations. So it's important for you not to rush. That's the reason why you must date for at least 2 years, according to me, before deciding to marry or to remarry, rather.
If you have kids.
Yeah, date at least for 2 years. And
What will you be looking at?
That would be important for you to actually heal. And also, number 2, to also consider all these dynamics. Will I be able to put up with all this drama and make a decision?
I see.
And one more important thing, while you are dating, also consider dating his or her children.
Yeah, it's important.
The decision is not just for you, Chete Muri, too. The kids must also play a part. I know it's your choice, but pardon the apple, take some time to date the kids. See if you can get along with the kids and also try to sell yourself to the kids. It is very important. So if you move into that relationship and you remarry quickly, it sort of short circuits your healing process if you are coming from a toxic relationship.
And I, Pastor Simba, my girlfriend is a divorcee and I've never been married. I want to marry her, but sometimes when we speak about marriage, I see that it's a trigger for her. And another message says, I lost my wife in 2020. It has been 4 years now. I have 2 kids. And I'm taking care of them, and I just feel the gap, and I just miss that someone. But hey, a fresh start after 20 years of marriage, it's not easy, but I'm just feeling the gap.
Yes, now they're feeling the gap. But I think 2 years back, they were not feeling that gap. They were still struggling. They were still trying to heal. So it's very important for us to look at all those things. So how do you cook a blended family? I'm just rushing because of our time. Number 1, consider premarital coaching. I did mention this weekend. It's important for you to find a premarital coach, counselor who can take you through the process and make you aware of, what will happen. Then number 2, be mentally prepared. Brace yourself for the new challenges ahead. Dealing with stepchildren is not a walk in the park. Be mentally prepared for it. Dealing with someone who's coming out of a marriage is not a walk in the park. Be mentally prepared. And you must also understand the role of the biological parent and that of the step parent. The fact that that person is your ex, and never now Varuta move into this new relationship with, it doesn't mean that they are your enemies. Try to have a co-parenting relationship. Don't look at them as your ex. There's a lot. I think next week we'll continue discussing this because I think this is a very important subject. Given that a lot of people are considering remarrying. So next week, definitely we'll pick it up from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pastor Simba, thank you so much. Your parting short and your details for those who want to reach you.
Okay, come through to my WhatsApp. 0773 000 000 or 773 000 000. You can just say notes, 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 and I'll send you the notes from today's session. And across all social media platforms, I'm Married by Simba. Please like my pages on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and follow me so that you are aware of some of the events that we always have. Next week we are having what we call Marriage Matrix. It's going to be our first Zoom conference or seminar, whatever you call it. So I'm looking forward to meeting you on that conference. So please up me so that I can give you details.
Pastor Simba, thank you so much. We look forward to next week, same time, right here. On the Morning Galaxy, we're also live on Facebook. You can go watch this and share it with someone. I am V Candy, back with you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow belongs to God. It is 12 midday time for Now Ida.
Now